What's up, guys? Good morning, good morning. Monday, man. Monday. Yo, Pinky, always on a break. I know, dude. Always on a break, man. I don't have that overlay set up on the startup screen after I changed it. So, um, because it's still we're still changing the whole startup screen, man. It's just kind of a placeholder for now. I'm getting something built up for that. But yo, what's up, buddy? Hey, everybody. Good morning. Good to see you. Another beautiful day for gaming and a beautiful day for gaming news and to hang out with you, amazing people, as well. 2nd of May, and another day of Loop Hero. Yeah, so I don't know if we'll go another day after today of Loop Hero. It might be one of those games that we kind of keep in our pocket to kind of fall back on and play occasionally. We'll just see. We'll just see. I want to get a good sense of completion in the game. I don't need to like 100% everything, but that's kind of the way I roll with stuff. So we'll see where we get to with it. Good morning. I hope everybody's day is going well. I know start of the week, boo. Yo, all good, buddy. All good. You know I appreciate it. So yeah, let's go ahead and move on to the news then. Let's do that. Yo, Pinky. I got through phase 2 of Argos yesterday. Did you see it, man? Yeah, dude. We had a good group. We had a good group. All right, let's get this gaming news underway here. May 2nd's edition of gaming news. Let's go. Yeah, I knew that you were going to sleep. I wasn't sure if you went back and checked to see or not, but yeah, we made it through, man. Third try, I think it was. Third try. But went pretty well. Went pretty well. I think a lot of people were actually surprised at how well it went in the group. Felt really good though. Felt good. The entire Lost Ark weekend was fantastic. It you know, lots of upgrades, got a lot of stuff done. Felt really nice. Yeah. And thank you, buddy. Thanks to Pinky. Pinky always hanging out playing games with us and stuff. So I appreciate it, buddy. Okay, let's hop into this news. Embracer acquires Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and all Western Square Enix game studios. Well, starting Monday off with another acquisition, pretty large acquisition there. It looks like over 1,000 devs, over 50 classic game rights, and over 1,000 devs. So we'll take a look at that. We've already looked at all this stuff. Here's adorably delightful Metroidvania Haiku the Robot. I love Metroidvanias. So let's see what's going on here. Let's see what this is about. We'll take a look at this Nintendo Live thing real quick, just see if there's anything. It looks like Amazon's got a gaming week sale. This was 1 hour ago. We'll take a look and see what they're offering, just in case anybody's interested in any kind of sell stuff. Looks like maybe some Nintendo Switch games, storage, stuff like that. Activision Blizzard bumbles, imagine that, and Overwatch 2, the best gaming news of the week. Let's just take a quick look here and see if there's anything we haven't seen yet. We'll make sure. This is a different site than all the ones we usually see that are like gaming news of this week, gaming news of this week. So we'll take a look real quick and see. We're already reading up on this. Huggy Wuggy. Child experts warn about video game character Huggy Wuggy. What is that? What is Huggy Wuggy, man? We'll find out. Yep, we're reading about that already. Minecraft developers petition against gaming NFTs gets just 72 signatures in a week. Okay, that's out of Poppy's playtime. Okay, cool. Thanks, man. Yeah. We've already read about this. The game coming out called Stray, where you basically parkour around a city as a cat and you befriend some like robot NPCs and stuff like that, is coming out this summer. Potentially, that's the they've got a summer time frame for release this year, and the game looks pretty cool. It looks pretty neat. I honestly might try to jump into that and stream it. I've been keeping tabs on it since late last year. It looks pretty cool. It looks pretty cool. Oh, F's in chat, man. Co-founder and gaming mouse pioneer Robert Krakoff passed last week. So rest in peace. Probably did some good things just for the gaming industry. Apparently, just based off of the company Razer he created and peripherals, and apparently I don't know much about him, but gaming mouse pioneer. I'm guessing did a lot of things with evolution of mice as a peripheral for gamers and stuff like that. I'm guessing. I would assume some pretty significant stuff. Being able to build the company Razer, which I don't know much about the background or anything, but F's in chat. Anybody that has done anything to help evolve our gaming world and respect. So yeah. Okay, so here's CNET's take. Apparently, Square Enix sells Tomb Raider to invest more in blockchain games. Yuck. Yeah, just keep trending in that right way there, Square Enix. I mean, honestly, here's my thing. Here's my thing. I'm not a fan of Square Enix. I haven't been for a while because of the way. What's the quote? What's the quote? I've got the quote. Hold on. Wake, what's up, buddy? Good morning. We found this quote the other day in an article. They are companies that don't value games or game fans. Yuji Naka. Um, I feel like Square Enix falls into this category of they. Put their name in there. Square Enix is a company that doesn't value games or game fans. That's how I feel about Square Enix anymore, man. Um, the games they release aren't always just like trash or anything, but they're one of those companies that I feel like just relies heavily on uh, names of games, brands, series of games they have. Final Fantasy being a big one, um, and they're not all that interested in creating quality products, releasing quality polished products, or their consumer base, us as gaming fans. So here they are trying to just pivot into blockchain. We've already got an article up. The reason I'm not gonna dive into this one is because we've already got an article up that talks about them selling off some of their more some of their IPs and smaller branches of development, gaming development. It looks like so. We'll dive into it. Genshin Impact 2.7 is indefinitely delayed. Let's take a look at that. I don't play. I dabbled just a tad when it came out to see what the hype was about. Um, but I know there are a lot of people that like this game, and you can't argue with the fact that it's a very well developed gotcha game. It is a very, very well developed gotcha game. Um, Especially the fact that it plays like the same across mobile, uh, PC. I think it's on it's on consoles, right? Pretty sure Genshin's on consoles as well. They've done a great job. They've done a great job with developing that game. It is a gotcha game, so it is what it is. But a very well developed one, no doubt. Okay, let's change up our search here. A lot of stuff again that we come across that we don't talk about or look into quite often. They are articles we've already discussed or seen in previous editions throughout the past week, and you can go find a lot of that stuff on the other videos, the other editions of gaming news that we've done previous to this, either on YouTube or highlights on the Twitch channel. I don't want to. So again, Microsoft Bethesda is having a showcase in June, I think next month, to for the most part show off Starfield. I'm sure they're going to have a lot of other games they're going to show as well, but the big one for them and Bethesda, especially Bethesda, is Starfield, right? And they're going to show a lot about the game. I'm not going to take a look at some of these videos of what they were doing while they were creating the game because I don't want to rely on that as being what we're going to receive at game release. So I'm not going to dive into this. We will see in June when they have their showcase. We'll get video. We'll talk about perception of what we see and how it looks and things like that. Bethesda needs to come out with something quality. No doubt about it. Bethesda needs to come out with a quality product. Yeah, we've already kind of talked about this. Blizzard's Overwatch 2 beta hits it big on Twitch. There are a lot of people. The reason it's so big on Twitch, a lot of people like Overwatch. A lot of people want to get into the beta. One of the easiest ways to get into the beta is to watch certain streamers play the game, and you get a beta key drop, right? So it's just blowing up on Twitch right now. Here's what my I've already kind of given it a thought throughout this week in another edition of the news where it seems like to me, and I haven't seen a whole lot of the beta. I didn't play Overwatch 1. I know people love it. As far as I'm concerned, if it's not broken, don't fix it. You know what I mean? Like that whole saying kind of comes into play here. What I've heard a lot is that it's not a stark contrast from Overwatch 1. I don't necessarily feel like that's a bad thing. I've seen other videos, I've heard other people, read other things about this where people are like, why even make an Overwatch 2? Why even make an Overwatch 2? You know? And I'm not 100% positive, but I mean, I think there are things that have been upgraded about the game. There's, you know, visually it's more striking. It's not that one was bad, but technology's evolved a lot since, right? There's, you know, they've just all income like more old maps have kind of been redone, look better, feel better. They've got new maps. One or two new characters at this point. I think they're just trying to start. I think the big thing. Yeah, I don't think that's an understatement. I don't think Overwatch was necessarily like dead or anything, right? There's still a lot of people playing that game. Yeah, and I think that's probably a good point, Wick. Yeah, I mean, if they just added the changes as like a patch or whatever. My other thought is like they might have like an underlying base for the development of Overwatch 2 here that provides them a better opportunity to build off of than what Overwatch 1 had, right? I mean, how old is Overwatch 1 at this point? 2016, I think? Something like that. So we're talking like 8 years. No, 6 years, I mean. Uh, Something like that. Around that, 6 years, something like that, right? So for them to like also just kind of maybe have a fresh base for the next iteration of the game to kind of build off of and something that's new and maybe that's something as well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a dev behind the game. I'm not sure, but that could also be something that is a positive for them and the game moving forward, right? Um, I don't know. I don't know about the back end of all the deving and what's going on with it. If they could have just implemented all this into Overwatch 1 and made it relatively the same, I have no idea. But that's probably a pretty good point, Wick. Just adding the changes to the first one might have brought back a little bit of, you know, the player base, but not like Overwatch 2, right? Yeah, for sure. But again, I've heard a lot of people complaining about, or not a lot. I've heard some people complaining about like why make a second one if um, not a whole lot has changed, and I think that those are two pretty good reasons I can see uh, behind it just right now. It's not a bad play. It's not a bad play, especially a game gets to be like 6, 7, 8 years old. It's probably a pretty good idea to go ahead and start thinking about making the next iteration of it, just depending. You know what I mean? Um, we've got games that haven't needed to do that, but they have significant expansions and stuff like that, like WoW. Yeah. But again, I think it's very smart of them to not try to do too much with it. Keep it simple. Stick to what the first one wasn't. People loved the first one. Don't try to do too much with it. And I think it's very, very smart of them. And I'm actually kind of surprised to see this company not try to do too much with it and stick to what made the first one so successful. We talked about this yesterday. Yeah, we've talked about new NFT protocols and just if you're going to invest in NFT and blockchain games and uh, stuff like that at this point, prepare to get scammed. That's all I'll say. Just prepare to get scammed. I highly advise against getting into it at this point. Um, that's what I would say. Prepare to get scammed. There's already been countless examples of it happen in the industry. So talked about the more. I mean, look, all these devs are going to continue acquiring anything they can that is a good buy. Makes sense, right? They're just absorbing their black holes of the gaming industry. These big, massive juggernauts of black holes are sucking up every other dev that they can. It's a war. It's a war between these behemoth developers, and gaming industry juggernauts of how much can they absorb and make part of their own company. That's just it's what it is. It's not going to stop. Preservation team set up by PlayStation's very cool. It's good stuff. We talked about that already as well. Yeah, we've already talked about all the China stuff. That was 2 weeks ago, right there. I don't know why that's still coming up. Let's go one more page, see if we get anything else. Yep, talked about that. Yep. Fallout TV series reportedly begins filming this summer. Okay. Well, there's something. I don't think I had heard about that. All right, let's keep it there and we'll see what we get. Square Enix sells all of its Western game studios and their games to Embracer. 300 million deal includes over 50 classic games rights, over 1,000 devs. $300 million is a lot of money. In the gaming industry right now, $300 million is like pocket lint. Kind of wild. You see 300 million in comparison to like 68 billion, and it's like, okay. But they got some good IPs. On Monday, Japanese game publisher Square Enix confirmed that it was selling all three of its Western video game studios, along with many significant game series and IP attached to those studios, to the European game publisher Embracer. The sale includes Game Studios, Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal. All three had previously been wholly owned by Square Enix, and Embracer will acquire their entire staffs. Combined at roughly 1,100 people, along with popular IP such as Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and Legacy of Kain, and a game publishing catalog of over 50 games for $300 million. Not all of the deal's IP have been confirmed thus far. However, an announcement from Square Enix indicates that its Western operations will continue to publish franchises such as Just Cause, Outriders, and Life is Strange. This suggests that Square Enix will retain some of its Western-specific IP, and that its future collaborations with Western game makers will come via publishing deals with outside developers. While console manufacturers Sony and Microsoft have racked up headlines thanks to their own acquisitions, Embracer has quietly built its own roster of predominantly European studios over the past decade. Better known by the name THQ Nordic, yes, beginning in 2014, after picking up the rights to that fallen publisher's name, though not all of its games, its biggest acquisitions in the past 12 months have included video game maker Gearbox and board game producer Asmodee. Looking at the balance sheet, however, those two deals each exceeded $1 billion, while today's Square Enix deal falls well short of that number. The discrepancy feels curious in light of Square Enix itself announcing that Tomb Raider lifetime game sales had exceeded 85 million in October as part of the series' 25th anniversary celebration. As a comparison, that sale number is neck and neck with one of Square Enix's most beloved game series, Dragon Quest, which has sold over 83 million games as of August last year. Dragon Quest is not nearly as popular in the West as it is over in the East, like especially Japan, from what I understand. Dragon Quest is highly, highly, highly popular in Japan. Since, if I remember correctly, since it's a full IP acquisition, Embracer will likely also claim the rights to Tomb Raider's Legacy as a Hollywood film series, though the company has yet to confirm whether previously rumored Lara Croft related productions, one live action and one anime, are still in the works. Square Enix's recent handling of Western properties has had some issues, particularly after it put a ton of its Western studios' eggs into the uneven game-as-a-service basket of Marvel's Avengers, only to see its 2020 launch fall well short of critical and sales expectations. This was followed by the critical 2021 darling Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, Marvel's Avengers, wasn't this like a game full of microtransactions, and the gameplay was just super repetitive and everything too, if I remember the correct game? If I am remembering correctly, yeah. followed by the critical 2021 darling Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, which I heard was pretty good. Helmed by Eidos Montreal, falling short of sales expectations. Between those disappointments and utter silence of Deus Ex as a sci-fi adventure series since 2016, there are a lot of Deus Ex fans out there, though. Perhaps Square Enix's estimation of its combined Western studios' value had fallen. Still, Embracer wasted no time beating the drum of its newly acquired IP. Its announcement of the deal confirmed that development has already begun on the next mainline Tomb Raider game, complete with next-gen storytelling and gameplay experiences. While several other AAA projects were teased as being in development by the combined studios, and shortly after the announcement went live, Eidos Montreal confirmed in an Embracer conference call that its next major game would be set in the world of Deus Ex. The announcement didn't clarify exactly how Crystal Dynamics' recently announced work on the Microsoft published Perfect Dark sequel will factor into this deal. They got some titles to build off of for sure, and again, that's kind of what I was hitting on. Was this seems like it's a large number. It seems relatively small in comparison to a lot of what we've seen lately as far as acquisitions go, right? There's some good IPs in here too. And it's not just the IPs they got. I mean, they got these development branches and stuff. Crystal Dynamics, Eidos Montreal, and Square Enix Montreal. They got all three of them. This is going to be renamed. That will definitely be renamed. I don't know about the other ones. Square Enix Montreal will no longer be called Square Enix Montreal. It'll probably be just pivoted into like Embracer Montreal or something like that. Well, there you go. So we're gonna have a new Tomb Raider, Deus Ex, and I'm glad to see those IPs out of Square Enix's hands. I gotta say, man, I just uh, as time goes on, the more disenchanted I've become with Square Enix, as with so many of the big developers. Um, Even though Square Enix is the developer of my favorite franchise of all time, Final Fantasy games. So I don't know. Here's adorably delightful Metroidvania Haiku the Robot. Comparisons to Hollow Knight abound. Um, Everybody wants to compare. Hollow Knight is fantastic. If you love Metroidvanias, yo, Mamzelle, what's up, my friend? Uh, if you love Metroidvanias and you have not played Hollow Knight, you need to dive in. We actually just hit on an article this week talking about how everybody is still just kind of waiting and not knowing what's going on with the sequel, Silk Song. We all want it. We all need it. We just can't find out anything from Cherry. I'm tired this morning too. Ma'am. It's good to see you. Only 45 minutes late. There's no worries there. Um, so let's see what this is about. A little robot lost in a big robot world. That's pretty much the plot of Haiku the Robot. A recently released indie with a pretty big heart, jumping, dodging, blinking, and zipping around a rustling world of robots. Haiku is a side-scrolling action game with a progression system similar to games like Hollow Knight. As you explore, you meet new weird characters, learn more about the world from them. Things like a sentient subway train, for example, or a little guy who looks kind of like a trash can. Okay, nice. Uh, There's also the kind of crisp, satisfying combat and platforming you want from this kind of game. You can customize your character further with chips that change your powers and upgrade them to reach new areas and find secrets. It's all tied together with nice Game Boy Advance style graphics and lovely chunky pixels topped off with more modern style animation. Nice. I know a lot of people, I've had a lot of people actually, I'll play games like this and they'll go, why does this game look old? You know? And I'll always go back to the fact that I can absolutely love this kind of art. I love this kind of art. So I love pixel art. And there have been some beautiful, beautiful, beautiful worlds, especially in modern games, that have been built just on like old school kind of uh, pixel art like this, pixel graphics. The thing is, the thing that should be most important to us as gamers is not necessarily the way the game looks. That's a definite bonus, right? But it's that polished, very fun gameplay, right? If a game has that, it's much easier to pull us in as gamers. It doesn't usually need to be something that is significantly just like, I don't know. It doesn't need to be built on Unreal 5. It doesn't need to look realistic. You know what I mean? Very There are amazing games. Web is a pretty good platform with pixel graphics. There are a ton of them out there. Ton of them. And I would just I would implore people, especially, you know, maybe people that have this view of video games as, you know, being turned off. And I've done it to games. I've looked at games that have been recommended to me and gone, I don't really like the way the graphics look in that game, the art style. West of Loathing, that's a perfect example. West of Loathing is one. The art style of that game turned me off before I ever played it. I had people recommend it to me initially. Tinwin, Rosbert, parts of our community, if I remember correctly, might have been one other person, and they were like, "This game is fantastic. It's hilarious. It's very deep, and I think you would really enjoy it." And I looked at it and I was like, doesn't really look like it's for me, you know? West of Loathing is like stick figures and stuff like that, you know? It looks almost like little kid stuff. But it came back up, they recommended it again, and I was like, okay, let's try it out. Let's try it out. And I was blown away. What's really funny is that the art style in the game of West of Loathing really fits with what everything else that the game brings to the player. So the art style was fantastic for what that game is and was, for me in my experience. And I would just ask people to change that maybe that way of thinking, right? If you've developed a way of thinking of looking at games and going, I don't really like the fact that it's a pixel game. If you know that it's got really good reviews, it is apparently a very good game gameplay wise. Give it a shot because you might be blown away. It might not necessarily fit right in with what you appeals to you visually, right? But gameplay goes a long way. Webbed, huh? Yo, Pinky, I'll check it out, man. Thank you. Uh, and I love Metroidvanias. This looks cool, man. All of this is to say that the explosive growth of the modern action exploration adventure game, or the Metroidvania, or whatever, continues apace. You can find Haiku the Robot on Steam or check out its creator site, MrMorris.games. Yo, hush. Let's take a look before I forget. I can't type. There's some definitely like some Metroid vibes right there. Turning into the ball, bouncing around, dropping bombs and stuff. Wonder how long this has been out. Huh. Cool. Shush. Since April 28th, huh? Very positive reviews so far. Great Metroidvania. Very well made game with a lot of charm. Clearly feel the developer's passion oozing out of every aspect of this game. It's polished, beautiful, responsive, and atmospheric. Fun, cute little Metroidvania with decent combat and exploration. Doesn't look like it's very long. So beat the game, pretty good. Few bugs. 6.1 hours. I would say probably an average of about 10 hours in this is what you're going to get. This game is amazing. The thing is that I really love Hollow Knight's mechanics and system, and I really wanted to play a game like Hollow Knight. I really don't understand why people get mad over games that copy Hollow Knight's Holly Knight's system. I mean, come on, guys. You're getting another game that you can enjoy as you enjoyed Hollow Knight. This game just nailed it. Everything about this game is really nice, especially the art style. Developers did an awesome job. I'd like to thank them. Completed the game in approximately 11 hours. So yeah, I think you're probably looking at a good, like, a nice 9 to 12 hours of gameplay here, depending on how much completion you want to get done. And that is probably nothing compared to what you'll put into Hollow Knight, okay? Not even close. I'll have to see how many hours I put into Hollow Knight. But it could be a cool little game to play. How is Hollow Knight not in my favorites? What the crap? Am I tripping? There it is. Why is this not in my favorites, dude? Um, yeah, I put like over 50 hours in Hollow Knight, right? Which you don't need to put that much time into this game, but you could sink much more potentially. And great game, great game. We just need Silk Song. We need the sequel, man. So cool. Another game for the wish list for us to potentially play. Looks neat. Uh, Pinky, what were you talking about? Webbed? Webbed? Is it Metroidvania or is it just a platformer, man? Let's take a look at it. Since we were already doing this. Webbed. Just a platformer? Dude, if you get to be a spooter, I'm in. No! But a caca? Dude, I love jumping spiders. They are flippin' adorable. That's cool, man. Really cool graphics. I like it. Behold, Predator. I am the Fly Lord. Oh, oh, no way, dude. What? That looks awesome, dude. That looks awesome, man. Yo, thanks. Overwhelmingly positive. Uh, and it's got OST on it too. That's sick, man. That looks awesome. That just came out in September of last year. I had never even heard of this, dude. Yo, thanks, buddy. That looks awesome. Yeah, yeah. I would like play. I wonder how many hours you get in it, man. Did you play it all the way through? 10 hours. 36.5 hours on record. Good night. I think that's overkill. Oh, you just tried it out. Cool. Yeah, it looks like an average of about 10 hours. 58.7. There's some people that are deep diving into this, man. I don't think. I mean, I don't know. It seems like you're probably going to average somewhere between 10 to 15, probably. But that's really cool, man. Thank you. Thank you. All right, let's keep going. Love finding those new games, man. Yeah, that looks really fun, man. That looks really fun. I'm a fan of spiders, man. I like spiders. And especially the little jumping spiders, dude. I like those guys. They're really neat. They're really neat. Uh that's what I've always called them anyways, because they like jump around and stuff. Amazon Gaming Week 2022 best offers on Switch games, accessories, and SD cards. Today sees the return of Amazon. When was this published? Today at 4:30, so just a few hours ago. Return of Amazon Gaming Week, a special promotion that offers up a variety of deals across gaming products, including accessories, storage solutions, and of course, games themselves. Amazon Gaming Week 2022 is running from 2nd through the 8th of May. Yep. Across the United Kingdom, Germany, France, Italy, Spain, and Netherlands and Sweden. To help you find your way through the pages and pages of deals on display right now, handpicked all the best offers for Switch owners below. You can always browse the entire range here. Look, I'm going to go ahead and throw this in chat in case anybody's interested, okay? But I'll look over some of this stuff. We'd argued that the micro SD card department actually offers more enticing deals than the physical game selection, with large discounts making this a great time to expand your Switch storage. So Switch games, Lego Worlds, Incredibles, Gris, SnowRunner, Fortnite, Shovel Knight, cool, and Turnip Boy. Some of the better ones. Then you've got some SD cards, 64 gigs, 128, 256, and then accessories. So I don't know if you're in the market for any kind of gaming stuff right now. Potentially check out the Amazon sale, I guess. See if there's anything that if you're already looking for stuff, you might be able to get something on sale there. Yeah. So take a look, maybe. Again, links there in chat for anybody that's interested. Activision Blizzard, Bumbles, and Overwatch 2. The best gaming news of the week for May 1st. Elden Ring still dominates charts. Our hearts are, and our heart, maybe, yeah, your heart. Early reports on Starfield are making fans nervous. Oh, really? Starfield, Bethesda's new blockbuster isn't looking good. We're going to read this next. And the new Dune Spice Wars game is absolutely a blast to play. Huh. For your perusing pleasure, we've rounded up some of the most explosive news in gaming from the past week, give you a sneak peek at some of the most exciting looking games coming out next week. Happy gaming. Activision Blizzard is up to scoundrelly ears in hot water. While top execs like the oversized garden gnome CEO Bobby Kotick, yeah. Oh, you saw the Dune game? Yeah, how'd it look? I haven't even seen it. Oh, okay. Okay. They might just be trying to promote it or something. Yeah. I think I saw something real quick on it one day, and that's kind of what it looked to me was like just like other strategy games I had seen before, but kind of in the Dune world, right? It was like, okay, I don't know. Doesn't mean it's necessarily bad. It's just not something that really piqued my interest. Uh, Bobby Kotick will have big buyouts to feed their fat cat bellies wallets if the deal goes through. Employees who have been calling for Kotick's resignation for years could be left wanting after the acquisition. Stocks in the company took a dive after the merger was approved this week. Yeah, look, if Microsoft really wants to turn this company around, Bobby Kotick is going to have to get ousted, dude. Yo, Gab, what's up? Yeah, dude. Yeah, got the haircut. Yeah. Just, it's fresh for spring, man. What's up, Gab? How are you? Yeah, I took my kids and took my kids to get some haircuts, and I went ahead and got mine Mine cut a little bit too, man. Yeah, yeah. Staying fresh, bro. What's up, dude? Overwatch 2 beta? Yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah, I've got two kids, dude. Yep. It's no secret. I have two amazing kids, yeah. Mhm. Yep. Big Activision. Hey, man, I appreciate that. And yeah, we'll say, yeah, I'm 24. Mm-hmm. I'm a little bit above that. I'm a little bit above 24. But yeah, 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 Gab. Yeah, no, I've got two amazing kids, dude. Yeah, yeah. They're not babies anymore. They're not babies anymore. Yeah, we'll say that. We'll say that. They've been on stream once or twice. They've been on stream once or twice. I mean, depends on your definition, man. Had three by the time you were 24? Yeah, I mean, so for me, I didn't actually have my first one until I was in my mid 20s. Yeah, but because we only had two, we only have two, right? Yeah, but I was mid 20s before. Yeah, I started having mine. Early mids, early mids. Yeah, but yo, Miss Bat, what's up? How are you? The My wife's a little bit younger than me, so she had both by the time we had both of our kids by the time she was in her mid 20s. Playing Knockout City, cool, 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 cool. Right on. How's it going? New season and everything, right? You guys have been jumping in the new season. I haven't been able to come hang out very much, but I know that Casual's been doing a lot of it. A lot of you guys have been doing the Knockout City stuff, right? Cab. My parents at 18 had a kid, did things, and worked. I still can't figure out which T-shirt to put on. Hey, dude, uh, you just go with whatever. That's the way it works. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's sweaty. It's super sweaty. Yeah, that's fun. I need to come try to hang out, man. I always get so busy in the evenings, man. It feels like times have changed. Yes, Gab. Yes, yeah, yeah, but yeah, yeah, man. I'm a dad. I'm a dad. Yep. Yeah, and I uh, I feel very fortunate to be a dad. Hmm. Yeah, my probably for the lazier. Look, what I'll say is having starting my family, getting married, having my kids definitely changed me for the better. Changed me for the better. Not the bad, not the good, but the lazier. Yeah, that's how that quote goes, right? The good, the bad, and the lazier. I think that's how that goes. Um, I was a I was a bit of a uh wild guy from teenage years all the way up through earlyish 20s, stuff like that. So but my wife is amazing. I'm very lucky to have my wife and to have a very patient person be my partner in this world. You know, she stuck by me even though I was still a bit wild whenever we got together, and but my wife and my kids definitely changed me for the better. The bees and the bats and the work. Yep, yep, yep. So, big Activision Blizzard news this week. Overwatch 2, the long-awaited sequel to the still popular Overwatch Battle Royale game, premiered this week in the semi-nascent stage developers called Beta. So far, fans are seeming to have a good time, but only time will tell if it's game enough to stand on its own, or if it will fizzle out as more of the same. Yeah, Knockout City actually looks like a lot of fun. I haven't watched a ton of it, but I've seen you guys play a little bit of it. It looks pretty cool. The news and the work and the stress. Yeah, here's the thing I'll say about stress. It is really fun. That's good. I'm glad you guys are enjoying. Every time I've stopped by and like watched you guys play it, I catch like bits and pieces because I'm always working on other stuff. I'm running around here after the stream, and quite often I'll try to turn on streams when I can. And um, I've seen a bit of it. You guys seem like you're having a really good time. Yeah, it does look pretty sweaty though. I will say that. It looks pretty sweaty, no doubt. Yeah, it is. It is. I mean, I feel bad though. There's so many awesome people that, you know, since Wick and I became friends, there's so many other amazing um, streamer friends that I've been introduced to and have shown me a lot of love. And uh, I need to, you know, I always feel like I need to do a better job of coming and hanging out in their channels and stuff. And just doing 8 to 10 hours of streaming for me every day, and then doing family life afterwards, and trying to work on my own stream stuff at the same time. It gets busy. It gets busy. Well, they're always so kind and amazing with coming and showing me love. I need to do the same. Uh, Happy Cinco de Mayo. The popular and expensive tabletop game gets another less expensive video game. Turn-based tactical role-playing game, and if those words mean nothing, so Chaos Gate, Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate on May 5th. If those words mean nothing to you, forget them. All you really need to know is this: Warhammer 40k has space, orcs, and it's on PC. We'll see how that goes. There's a ton of Warhammer games. Best month ever, May 5th. Best month ever looks like a charming road trip game with its tragic and compelling story at its heart. Choices you make decide the future of your son, so no pressure. It's stylish and unique, and you can play the demo right now for free. Huh. Best month ever. So here's the big thing here. I Bobby Kotick has been needed to be ousted from Activision Blizzard for a long time, from what I can tell. And my whole thing, whenever the Microsoft came down with the whole we're gonna acquire Activision Blizzard, it was like, if they actually, my first thought was, if they actually want to turn that company around, they got to get rid of that dude. They got to get rid of Bobby Kotick, because basically he's been at the top of those organizations while all this terrible stuff was going down, and he's one of the only ones that's left. I don't know how he's been able to stay there. I don't know how he hasn't been ousted yet, but he's got to get boot. He's got to get the boot if they want to uh, acquire Activision Blizzard and actually rebuild that company into a stable place to work that is free of all the bad, toxic, horrible management practices and stuff like that were going on in the past. They got to get him out. They have to, as far as I'm concerned. Everything I know about the situation. Starfield, Bethesda's new blockbuster, isn't looking good. We were just talking about this. Bethesda needs a good release. They have not done well over the past half decade, maybe a little more. And the reason I haven't jumped into any like early video release footage and stuff like that is because, again, in June, Microsoft Bethesda, yo, Gab, okay, take it easy, buddy. It's good to see you, man. Don't be a stranger. It's good to see you, buddy. Mid-June, Bethesda, Microsoft is going to have a showcase, mainly to show us more about Starfield, right? So I'm waiting for that before I pass any judgment, really deep dive into what the game looks like, potentially stuff along those lines, right? We're sorry to bring you bad news about overpromising space exploration simulator RPGs, but we'll share them because we know their fans are more than used to this kind of thing. It seems Starfield, Bethesda's new big follow-up to Fallout 76 Skyrim, is going to be less like the awesome Mass Effect, more like the awesomely messy Star Citizen. Do you guys know what Star Citizen is? Star Citizen is a game that has been in development. How long has Star Citizen been in development now? You don't know what Star Citizen is? Oh, dude. Uh, Star Citizen is a game. God, what's the name of the guy that is creating Star Citizen? Hold on. So check this out. Chris Roberts. Chris Roberts. I couldn't think of his name. Yeah. So, and in this game is still in development. Okay. An in development multiplayer space trading and combat simulation game. The game is being developed and published by Cloud Imperium Games for Windows. An extended retry of unrealized plans for Freelancer was fun to watch videos about. Yeah. This is wild. Check this out. We're just going to do a real quick synopsis here of what's going on with this game, what has been going on. So Freelancer was a space trading combat simulation game that was very popular, released in 2000, okay? Chris Roberts was the developer of that game. And Star Citizen was supposed to be like the big, massive build off of Freelancer, apparently, right? An extended retry of unrealized plans for Freelancer, Star Citizen is being led by director Chris Roberts. The game was announced on October 18th, 2012, through a successful Kickstarter campaign, which drew in over $2 million. So this game drew in over $2 million in 2012 on Kickstarter. Pre-production of the game began in 2010, with production starting in 2011. Okay? It has become highly criticized during its launch. It's still not released, by the way. We're talking a decade later, right? A decade later, this game is still not released. I mean, it's like in stages of playability, but you can go look at the site, and basically what they do is they build these like big ships that you can buy and stuff, but they cost massive amounts of money. A lot of them do. And that's how you get into the game. At least that's what it was way back in the beginning. I haven't kept up with it because it's been going on for so long now. Highly criticized during its long production process, both for the fact there is still no clear release date and for the challenges backers who have abandoned the project have faced in receiving a refund. The launch of the game was originally anticipated for 2014, but was repeatedly delayed. Hold that thought. In 2013, Cloud Imperium Games began releasing parts of the game known as modules to provide players with the opportunity to experience gameplay features prior to release. The launch of the game anticipated for 2014. It is 8 years later, and it's still not released. Now, again, like I said, they have these modules, these parts of the game that have been released you can play, but the full release of the game is still not there. Dig or Die? Are you serious? Okay, Pinky, I'll take a look at it. The latest of these modules, known as the Persistent Universe, was made available for testing to pre-purchasers in 2015. Continues to receive updates. No projected date for the commercial release of Star Citizen is currently given. Okay? Now, I'll read this as well. This last paragraph. After the initial Kickstarter ended, Cloud Imperium Games continued to raise funds through the sale of ships, like I was talking about, and other in-game content, and is now noted for being the highest crowdfunded video game and one of the highest funded crowdfunding projects overall, having raised over 400 million US as of November 2021. Such methods of generating crowdfunded revenue have, however, led to criticisms and legal issues surrounding the project. In addition to crowdfunding, marketing is now also funded through external investment, having received $63.25 million as of March. Yes. This is one of those things where people got hyped because there were a lot of fans of Freelancer, right? There were a lot of fans of Freelancer. I never played it. There were a lot of fans of Freelancer. They could see the potential, right? Chris Roberts got very popular off of Freelancer. And they were like, oh, please give us this massive open world, build upon what Freelancer was. Da da da. It's turned into an apparent schemaz, right? That's a ton of money. That's a ton of money. Again, how could you not be upset as a backer when you were being told the launch of the game was originally anticipated for 2014, and here we are 8 years later, and they still only have these modules you can play? It's wild. So there's a little bit of video game industry knowledge for you if you're not familiar with what Star Citizen is. And I have never played the game, but I've kept up with it for a very long time because of what it has turned into. Now, that's what they're talking about here is Star Citizen, right? So, seems Starfield, Bethesda's new big follow-up to Fallout 76, is going to be less like the awesome Mass Effect, more like the awesomely messy Star Citizen. Right, right. Exactly, exactly. Uh, we previously covered the game's reveal. I mean, it's basically. I mean, we've seen it work. We've seen Kickstarters work very well. There are great Kickstarter games out there, right? But this is one of those situations where it should almost be illegal, you know, to at least if you're going to back a game, you should be able to see it be fully developed within a certain amount of time, right? And if that doesn't come to fruition, you should get a refund, right? But they've also backers have had hard times getting refunds from Star Citizen, right? So it's that's tough. It's tough. Uh, the gameplay less showcase. See, this is why we've seen articles come up about the showcase of like videos and pictures and stuff that were being produced during development. I don't want to see that stuff. That is not what I want to see about Starfield. That's why I am waiting until June when we get the showcase from Microsoft and Bethesda to get a better look at what this game might provide us. Okay, I am not hopeful. I do not have faith in Bethesda, and I'm not hopeful. But I would rather wait and get a good impression of what it might have to offer rather than go off of like production things that were leaked from production stages of the game. Uh, the game was showcased, made the intended release date of November 11th, just 5 months after the reveal. Look very unlikely. It seems we were right on top of the only in-game footage we have so far being old leaks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is old leak stuff. I don't want to see this, you know? A now confirmed Rogue Insider has just revealed that things aren't looking great with the game. He states the engine just isn't good and will ultimately result in graphics inferior to those of Horizon Forbidden West. So what? Even Elden Ring, a game that completely dwarfed Horizon Forbidden West in sales and arguably in quality, looks worse than Horizon Forbidden West. That's what I was getting ready to say. Is like Forbidden West doesn't look bad. A new game that looks worse than the new Horizon game is no worse than having a car that's not as fast as Formula One, unless we've spent hundreds of millions of dollars. And look, we just talked about this. I'm sure they want the game to look fantastic, but focus on the gameplay, man. Give us something polished. Give us something that's fun, not repetitive, immersive, and as long as it looks pretty good, we'll be okay. There are bigger problems. The Space Pirate also says that the engine limitations cause another problem. That a crappy flight mechanics, that of crappy flight mechanics that make flying across space just not fun. Nobody will buy this game if the space exploration part of it feels like trash. One of the big things that people love about space games that are supposed to have your ability to fly through space is really nice space flight. Whether it be just flying around and going to different, you know, whatever galaxies or planets or what have you, or actually embarking on like space pirating, they will not, they will drown this game in critical reviews. Uh, Even though that's most certainly a big part of a game about flying in space, the Insider claims that most other aspects of the game aren't bad. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. If this game is being hyped around the fact of being able to fly around space, and flying around space feels terrible and clunky and janky, it will die. This game will not work. I am willing to bet on that. Well, even if Starfield ends up crashing and burning Fallout 76 style, yo, random mode time, guys, we'll also have No Man's Sky to go back to. No, that's not a joke. Random mode time. There we go. Never lucky. I'm never going to win a sub for myself, by the way. There you go, Pinky. Pretty close to Kappa, right? Pretty close. All right. Uh, First graders Eliana, Parker, and Grady have all heard of a video game character named Huggy Wuggy. Nice, Miss Bat. I love that emote. Bleed purple. I love it. We need a bleed orange. That's what we need. I need to take that emote and just turn it orange. Go bleed orange for our channel. Yo, shut your mouth. Parker describes him as blue. His head is shaped like a heart. Oh, and he hugs you until your head pops off. Then he eats you. Grady added, that doesn't sound like a character meant for children. It's because Huggy Wuggy, who debuted in 2021, is part of a horror and survival video game called for adults called Poppy Playtime. I have not played this, but I am familiar with what the game is. MOB Games released Chapter 1 of Poppy Playtime in 2021, instantly popular, which has led to spin-off videos on YouTube, TikTok, and other apps featuring the characters in the game. You know Huggy Wuggy? All right, Miss Bat. Your kids love it? That's great. The creators of these spin-off videos have come up with their own interpretations of how the character might act or what he might say. Your son? Yeah. Creators are writing songs in the voice of Huggy Wuggy, including one with the lines, sharp teeth leave you bloody, hug me till you die, good night. We might need to play this during Scaretober this year. These videos and the ideas they represent have trickled down to the playground. Chain Wolf, what's up, buddy? Been walking that cat, man. Morning news time, yeah, dude. Yeah, all the time, every day. Morning news, dude. What's up, buddy? How are you? Um, Parker, Eliana, and Grady said they and their classmates have played games where they acted out what Huggy Wuggy might do. No reports of anything violent happening as a result of these games. The students have primarily focused on giving hugs, but Parker said he has had nightmares featuring the blue, long-legged, sharp-fanged character. My mom saw it. She was all serious about it. She looked it up because I had a nightmare. I didn't know what it was. It was about Huggy Wuggy because it was on a game. On Roblox, there was this creepy guy, but I didn't know what it was. That's written poorly. Didn't know what it was. Until the next day, I went to school. Everyone explained who he is. I guess it's just because it's a quote. Uh, Elements of Huggy Wuggy character have appeared on places many parents feel are safe for their children, including YouTube Kids and Roblox. Although in most of those cases, he is in a non-violent form. Ultimately, your kid is going to encounter things online that you wouldn't want them to as a parent. Uh, no matter what, I'm gonna comment on this. No matter what, I think an important baseline is to just engage in conversations with your child. Really cultivate and foster that relationship so the child does feel comfortable coming and talking to you about scary thing they saw on YouTube. Uh, this is a two-part system here, right? There are a lot of online environments, games, things like that, Roblox, stuff like that. Well, yeah, for sure, right? I mean, part of it is on a big part of it is on the guardians of the kids, right? You have to be engaged. You have to know what your kids are being exposed to, right? That's your responsibility. Um, Quite often, kids just get thrown in front of entertainment and they're left alone. Yeah. Um, but ultimately, it is up to the guardians of these children, of children around the world, to be engaged and be, you know, have an actual engagement in making sure that your kids aren't potentially being. Yeah, absolutely, Chain. Yeah, you're absolutely right. aren't being exposed to any kind of content you are not going to be okay with, right? Um, well, yeah, I mean, I think part of and there's a lot of big differences, right? There's a lot of big differences about like so it varies greatly. It varies greatly about how from one parent to the next or one set of parents to guardians. We'll just go with guardians. Guardians, one guardian, guardians of one children to the next feel about content that is okay and appropriate for their kid at different age ranges. You know what I mean? I mean, look, in my household, my kids don't curse, right? And they're getting older, but it's not like they don't know what cursing is. For us, and you guys know how I feel about cursing. It doesn't bother me, right? I used to curse a lot. Basically, you can have a conversation with me without cursing. Um, my thing is, I want my kids to understand that you don't cursing can be a very effective tool. They know I feel like that about it. It can be a very effective tool. It loses that effectiveness when all you do is drop bombs constantly in everything single thing you say, right? And when it comes down to it, there are much better adjectives to use than just using curse words all the time when you speak, right? And it can be a turnoff for some people, especially if you get into the habit of just cursing all the time, and you might, because sometimes you just talk. You just talk and you don't realize that you're doing it. If you get into the habit of using cursing all the time, you can get into situations where you're talking to people maybe in a work environment or what have you, and you'll drop a bomb and not even realize it, right? So for me with my kids, and I'm just giving an example, it's about them being understanding of the fact that it can be a useful tool uh, when used appropriately, timed right, things like that. And they know how I feel about it. Once they're 18, they're going to have to make their own decision, right? About how to use these kinds of things in their life and how to make their own decisions and everything. But for me as a parent, it's about equipping them to the best of my ability to take those tools and use them effectively, right? Chain, dude, I've been a mechanic, buddy. Basically, same thing, dude. I've been a mechanic, dude. That's the only way you can converse with other people in some like career fields, man. Is it's literally if you're not cursing every 2 or 3 words, people don't understand you, man. I mean, not really, but kind of. Oh yeah, yeah. And look, I mean, people come in and they're like, "Oh, you don't allow cursing in your channel and stuff," and it's more of like an educational thing. It's just trying to show people that it's not about. I've changed the way I speak considerably from whenever I was younger, and it's just a matter of trying to help educate my kids and maybe educate other people that want to be part of the community that it's not something you have to do, right? It is a very useful tool, and it doesn't bother me. And people type the way they talk, so people slip all the time, and I don't freak out about it. I just try to get people to understand that it's a very easy habit to get into to just be dropping bombs all the time, but it loses its effectiveness if that's the way it's used, right? So it's more of an educational thing for me. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and it does. It's a very effective tool at getting your point across or stressing a significant point in conversation, right? Um, but again, if you're if you're trying to do that in you know communication, you're not going. It's going to lose that effectiveness it would have if it's just if your speech is already polluted with a bunch of cursing, right? So that's just my whole thing with educating my kids on it and trying to maybe educate other people as well. But again, we're getting just a bit off topic, but it's just kind of some. I mean, you know, we keep a pretty close look. I turned into an IT professional myself, okay, and the internet's an amazing place. It provides us information at our fingertips and stuff is incredible. It's so good in so many ways. But anything that can be good can be used for bad. And there are a lot of really sketchy communities and environments and stuff like that online that I definitely don't want my kids to be part of. But again, what we were talking about is everybody kind of, it's kind of up to the parent, right? It's up to the parent as to what kind of content is okay for their children at different age ranges. And I'm probably a little too overprotective of my kids, but I try to teach them at the same time, like, what I'm trying to protect them from. And that at some point in their life, they're probably going to be confronted with it. They're going to have to figure out how they want to address it, right? But I'm trying to build the right tools in them to be mature enough to address it in a very okay way and not let it negatively affect them, right? So, first of all, it's up to the guardians. Guardians of children have to be very perceptive of what their kids are going to be experiencing in these online environments. Secondly, and here's my big thing, and it's very tough to do, and I understand this, but you've got many websites and games and communities and things like that that are definitely developed and aimed at children, right? Disclaimer, I know this is tough to do, but if online environments, games, what have you, are going to be aimed at children, it is also a significant part of the responsibility falls upon the developer of this software, these communities, these environments, whatever, to make sure that to the utmost of their capabilities, they are keeping any kind of predatory, harmful, negative, toxic stuff out of those environments. And not all these companies are doing a great job at that. Oh yeah, for sure. Well, yeah, and I mean, dude, I've had friends where, they've had toddlers running around just like spouting off, talking like they talk. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm saying is like, I got to this a little bit ago. Our, our buddy Gab came in the channel and, I was talking about my kids. He was like, "You have kids?" I was like, "Yeah, I have kids." My kids have changed me. My wife has changed me. Getting married changed me. Having my kids changed me. But changed me for the better. Yeah. Whereas I started looking at how my actions would affect my family, right? As I say, not. Well, look, I mean, to an extent, I think we can all be guilty of that a bit. Yeah, Miss Bat? Yeah. And, well, I think that, here's the thing. No matter how good you might think you might be doing about something regarding your children at the time, we're all gonna. I don't think there's a single person that's a parent that's not gonna look back at things we've done and go, "I probably could have done that better." You know, I probably could have done that better because hindsight's always 2020. I have no doubt in my mind that that's gonna be part of my looking back at my time with my children. But to the best of I can only do the best of for the best for my kids that I know how to do right now, and I think that's the main thing. But it's definitely up to the guardians first to try and make sure that they are censoring their children away from things that they don't want them or they shouldn't be exposed to, right? Unfortunately, there are a lot of guardians that don't care. And that is what Chain was hitting on earlier was it's resulted in a very, there are a lot of people out there that grow up with very negative, toxic attitudes just about the world in general, right? And so, well, and that's what most of us want for our children, right? As guardians, as parents, what have you. We want them to have better than we had, right? If that's the mindset you have, I think you're doing okay. You know what I mean? So, yeah, yeah. And there will probably be some people that see this video and have comments and disagree with some of the stuff I'm saying. That's fine. We can talk about it. That's what this channel is about, is discussion and being civil while discussing different viewpoints and things like that. And that's okay. That's okay. But that's just where I've gotten to at this point in my life regarding my kids. And I think it's very important that, I mean, ultimately, first and foremost, anybody that's allowing a kid to get into an online environment has to have good engagement with the kids and censorship oversight of what they're being introduced to, right? Yeah, yeah, yeah. Again, I mean, you already nailed it. I mean, Miss Bad already know. I mean, we're just trying to do better, for our kids, or as guardians, parents, what have you. Uh, then we potentially had it, right? Pinky says parents were so much stricter on me. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'll say that uh, I had one of my parents that tried to be very strict with me, and it kind of turned me the other way. It basically just made me rebel even harder. You know, um, I think ultimately, kind of the way I'm trying to play it with my kids is like, look, as long as you show me that you're being a mature person that's trying to think about your actions before you actually engage in doing something or whatever, then there aren't going to be any issues. And as long as you're not like, as long as I know you're not like trying to lie to me all the time or whatever, just be open with me. And as long as my kids are mature and they're doing well in school and things like that, what more could I ask, right? I'm not blind to the fact of what I went through as a kid and some of the things I did, and kids will be kids, right? All I could ask from my own children is to just understand that the things that I do are what I feel are in their best interest, and that if they're ever going through something or need me, that I'll be understanding and be there for them. That's awesome, Shane. That's awesome. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, again, that just comes down to the differences in how people. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, and I mean, I don't know, man. I have no idea. Maybe it came from something of, you know, I don't know how much age difference there is there, Pinky. Maybe there's a difference between how your parents ended up realizing maybe they shouldn't have been as strict. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I have no idea. But I've experienced a bit. I think, I honestly, I have a sibling that's a number of years younger than me, and me and my older sister were closer in age than our younger sibling. And I definitely think that going through the process of me and my sister first allowed my parents a better look at how to go about. I mean, they went about, some things different with my younger sibling than they did with us, and I think it was because of their experience of what they went through with us in the first place, right? Uh, I don't know. I don't know, man. We'll move on. I've been ranting too long. I'm sorry, but I definitely, this stuff comes up, and I say it all the time. First and foremost, guardians have to be involved, and then the developers have to do, to the greatest extent possible, everything they can to prevent bad content from getting in that site and being, exposed to the kids that are supposed to be safe in those environments. Minecraft developers petition against gaming NFTs gets just 72 signatures in a week. The muted response might suggest gamer backlash to NFTs is waning. Oh no, dude. The ongoing battle between game developers in the crypto world appears to have escalated as developers connected to Minecraft and other gaming platforms launched an online guide and corresponding pledge to raise awareness of the punitive dangers of NFTs and cryptocurrencies. On Monday, Climate Replay, a group that includes a number of developers from Minecraft maker Mojang Studios, asked developers and gamers worldwide to sign its NFT pledge. Among other things, the pledge, which is written in the form of an instructional guide, asked game developers to weigh the potential danger of NFTs on ecological, venal, and mental health grounds. The pledge specifically called out so-called play-to-earn games in which users earn cryptocurrencies and NFTs by completing tasks or quests. Gaming is supposed to be fun, not work, the devs argued. By ignoring key risk factors and glaring issues, adopters of NFTs and other forms of digital ownership that embrace these problematic aspects erode efforts to create an equitable and sustainable existence for all, the pledge reads. NFTs in gaming do not bring any meaningful value to the players. Here's the thing. A week later, the pledge has just 72 signatures. The organizers behind the pledge say that it represents the thinking of a broad-based coalition of developers. Mariana Salamina, a Minecraft concept artist, told Decrypt the pledge is not meant to represent Minecraft as an organization. Here's the thing. Everything about NFTs right now just seems scummy. It just seems like an absolute scamaz. They're trying to just basically everything I've seen NFT wise is about making money for developers and basically scamming the player base. That's most of what I've seen. Yeah. That's why I have every time NFTs come up, which is every single day in the news, I just highly recommend people stay away from anything that has to do with NFTs, blockchaining, cryptocurrency stuff in games, things like that. Play to earn or whatever. It's not great. It's not great. It's less than great. You're gonna get scammed more than likely. Here's my thing. I don't think that NFTs as a whole in the future are a necessarily bad thing. I can see where NFTs could be a useful thing throughout a gaming universe. Yeah, because I mean, yeah, Miss Bat, right now it's very, very scummy. Now, the fact of, and this is only what I see right now, and this is my perception of how NFTs and blockchain and everything could be a beneficial thing to gamers at some point. But we are not at the point where this would work because it would take gaming universes being built, meshed together from different developers, and being massive, ongoing, basically like kind of timeless environments, right? I'll give you a real easy example of like where it could be very useful over what some developers are doing and, in my opinion, ruining games. So you take a game like Gran Turismo 7, right? Gran Turismo 7 is a racing game. It's been very popular. The series has been very popular for years. Now, where it's kind of getting ruined right now in a lot of people's eyes is the fact that they've incorporated a microtransaction, a cash shop in the game, okay? So no longer do you just have to race to earn credits in the game. You can just buy these cars, right? You can just buy these cars outright, but they cost a significant amount of cash. So you can well out, as it were, the term in the gaming world, be a well, buy your cars. And basically what happened is people started, instead of buying the cars, right? People started finding efficient ways to grind in-game currency to get the cars instead. Well, developer, who's the developer of Gran Turismo? Is it Sony? I can't remember. Polyphony Digital, published by Sony. Okay, so people started finding efficient ways to grind currency to get these cars. Well, then the devs and Sony were like, that's a little bit too much. So they went in, they patched the game, and they made it even harder for people to grind currency in the game, so that some of the better cars in the game were virtually, you were gonna like have to pay for them, right? The reason I bring this up, where I can see NFTs and being an acceptable, beneficial thing to gamers, okay, in these massive universes in the future, potentially, right? If you purchase or work your butt off in a game to get, say, a car, right? Maybe there's a specific time period in a game where a certain car is only going to be available for a certain amount of time. You've grinded currency for a long time. It came out, you wanted it, you got it. There's only going to be like a limited number of them or something like that. Where it would be beneficial is that it would be something tied to you as a gamer that not only would allow you to have that car through any further iteration of that game coming out. Gran Turismo, say you got it in Gran Turismo 8. This is hypothetical. Gran Turismo 8, you could still play, you could still use that car in Gran Turismo 13 or whatever, okay? Also, by it being attached to you as an individual, blockchained to you as a gamer, that car could be used in Cyberpunk 2777 whenever that comes out. You know, like, that's the thing where I feel like we are a long ways from where NFTs can be a mutually beneficial thing for not just the devs in making money potentially, but also to gamers, to where these significant items in game, weapons, cars, what have you, are tied to you specifically. They are unique, and it's something that you can trade, sell, whatever, but you can also use through a incredibly vast amount of gaming universes, right? Now, we are not even close to that point. Not even close. So that's why NFTs at this point are just constantly seen, and we've seen examples through and through already of NFTs just being a super scummy way for developers to make money and dupe gamers, right? That's my viewpoint on it. It could eventually be something that is mutually beneficial to gamers and devs alike, but until that time comes, which I think is a significant amount of time away, it will not be accepted by the gaming community because of what it is right now, which is just a big scam, basically. So there we go. I don't know. Genshin Impact 2.7 is indefinitely delayed. Lockdowns in Shanghai slow progress on the regular as Clockwork free to play hit. Okay. Genshin Impact version 2.7 update has been postponed. With no news of when the announcement of a new date will come, developers MiHoYo, you love Genshin? My son loves Genshin. This is one of those things where I've taken... we were talking about this earlier in the news segment. Genshin is a very, 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 very well-developed gacha game. And being a gamer myself, I tried it because my son's interested, and he has continued to play it. He plays it with one of his cousins, and they have fun with it. But I've taken my thoughts, the way I address gacha games and things like that, and I have taken my son's interest in Genshin and turned it into a learning thing for him as far as a gamer. Both my kids are gamers. They're both avid readers too, which I love because of my wife, but they're gamers also. And to my son, it's a thing where it's like, look, my thought process on gotcha games, and it's a free to play game too, right? So there's kind of like a double thing here for a learning thing for my son, which is uh, gotcha games are made to be gambling. Right, right. It's very dangerous. Yeah, yeah. It's yo, Tinwin, what's up, buddy? It's very dangerous because it is so very well developed. And one of the things they really nailed was that it's not just a lot of gotcha games are like mobile games, right? And not all of them, but a lot of them. And what they did was they made Genshin mobile. They made it PC. Is it on console? I can't remember, but it's and it's very, very, very well developed. It really is. It really is. And yeah, you nailed it, Tinwin. It's a great game. It's a great game. They're doing a great job with the game. My thing is, what I'm teaching my son right now is to be careful because gotcha games are gambling, right? They suck you in with that lure of excitement and the dopamine rush of pulling whether it be the weapons or the characters in the game, and getting that 5 star, and you, ooh, there it is, I got it, freak out, hyped up, and then you want to keep going. You know what I mean? You want to keep going and everything. Um, so that's what gotcha games do. I've taken it again as a thing to kind of teach my son that that's how it works. They try to suck you in. They try to get you to keep summoning and to pay money to keep summoning, right? Um, Now, on the other side of it is a free to play game. I'm playing a free to play game right now in Lost Ark, right? I have almost 400 hours in Lost Ark now. And I think there's something to be said for being able to try out a free to play game, get a good amount of entertainment out of it, and then maybe occasionally, depending on your own situation or what have you, if you get to a point where you've spent a significant amount of time in a game that's free to play, and you're still getting a lot of enjoyment, you can see yourself still spending hours among hours in the game moving forward, and there comes a time where something seems worth buying and it's within your monetary means, uh, to go ahead and do that is okay. To say thank you to the devs, okay? Um, but to get sucked into that gotcha of I need to keep summoning, I need to keep summoning, I need to keep summoning, that's where it's very, very dangerous. And so I've taken my son's interest of Genshin and love of playing Genshin and taught him that's the way it works. You grind, you get summons, you'll keep getting the summons and everything, and you spend enough time in the game. If there's something significant that is worth, Warframe's awesome. I played a ton of Warframe whenever it was first released, Tinwin, so I'm very familiar. Uh, I loved it. I haven't played it in years now, but I loved Warframe when I played it. It was great, dude. Years. I don't even remember. I would have to go look, dude. I would have to go look, and I don't even think I played it through Steam. I think I actually had an account on their site and everything. I might have it on Steam now. Would have to go look and stuff. It's been, dude. I don't even know what the last update was. It's a long time. It's a long time. A long time. Uh, I know they've done a ton to that game since I played it, and I enjoyed it very much. I'm always playing different stuff, and so I never stayed with it. You know what I mean? But yeah, he would probably like that. Yeah, that'd be a cool one for us to probably play together too. So yeah, it's a good thought. Oh, you mean wait? Did you go to the moon, like Earth's moon? Yeah, that was like back when I was playing it too, Pinky. Yeah, I don't think I went to Earth's moon. No, no. I was playing it like 2015, 2014, 2015, 2016, sometime around there, dude. Yeah, it's been a long time. Like I said, I was playing it when like it first came out. Yeah, I know. I know. It's just there's always more to play. I know Warframe's great. Oh, for real? That's cool, Tim Win. Yeah, maybe I'll take a look at it, man. I'll take a look at it, maybe. Uh, that's another one of those games. I mean, it's very well developed, That's one of those games too, though, where it feels like if you don't continue to play that game, you just kind of fall out of it. You know, I don't know. It's just so deep at this point. They just keep adding, which is great, man, and it keeps it great. I mean, that's what you want from a dev, right? I always have so many other games I'm playing, man. 2 years ago, didn't like it that much. Really, Pinky? Right on. Okay. What was it about it that you weren't enjoying? Yeah, I mean, again, so due to the project progress, the version 2.7 update will be postponed. For detailed information on the date of the new update, content adjustment plan, and compensation, please stay tuned for upcoming announcements, it said. MiHoYo followed up to say that it will provide further information as soon as possible. Apologize for the inconvenience caused. Uh, just wasn't the same. Okay. Yeah. Delay Delay comes among continued COVID-19 lockdown in Shanghai, where MiHoYo is based. 25 million person lockdown in Shanghai is entering its fifth week, as reported by ABC News, and the lack of ability to work from their offices is certainly impacting MiHoYo developers. Okay. Well, there you go. Genshin's 2.7 is indefinitely delayed. I'm sure we'll probably see something in the news whenever they announce when it will be, because Genshin's highly popular, so we'll probably see it. I mean, everything that I saw about Warframe whenever I played it, I really enjoyed, but it was like, you know, dude. So I know the game has evolved incredibly, incredibly, but it was great. It was super unique, a lot of fun, and I, dude, I put a lot of hours into it, and I could have just. That's one of those games where I feel like you could just play forever, dude. You just play Warframe continually forever, man. Tinwin, how you been, buddy? How was your weekend? Fallout TV series reportedly begins filming this summer. Filming on Amazon's streaming adaptation of Fallout could begin as early as next month. Amazon has not confirmed that just yet, but the Cosmic Circus has shared a casting call from the website Stunt Access. Apparently, Amazon is looking to hire stunt performers for a Prime Video series, which will begin filming on June 20th in New York. Fallout fans should take that starting date with a grain of salt, as only a working title for the production was provided. Hondo, whether Hondo is actually Fallout, remains to be seen, but hopefully something concrete will be revealed in the near future. Production on the film's premiere was already confirmed to take place in 2022, so June certainly seems plausible. Premiere is being directed by Jonathan Nolan, co-creator of HBO's Westworld. Geneva Robertson Dworet, Captain Marvel, and Graham Wagner, Silicon Valley, are both attached as showrunners. Ella Purnell, Yellow Jackets, and Walton Goggins, Justified, are both set to play lead roles in the series. At this time, very little additional information has been revealed about the show. Unclear whether the series will directly adapt a specific storyline from the games, or if it will use themes and material from Bethesda to create a new narrative. The recent success of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 showed that movies based on video games can find success when they faithfully adapt the source material. But faithfulness does not always equate to equality. Yeah, Sonic 2's been just demolishing box office. Regardless of what Fallout will take, hopefully the series will prove to be an enjoyable one for fans of the games. Fallout video games have established a passionate audience over the last 25 years. There's a lot of excitement for the Amazon series. There have been a lot of bad TV shows and movies based on video games over the years, but it seems like things are starting to move in a much better direction as studios increasingly look for gaming properties to adapt. If filming on Fallout does start next month, we shouldn't have too much longer to wait to see how it turns out. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff being adapted right now. A lot of stuff being adapted for TV, movie, you name it. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. So we'll see. I'm actually, what is it? This isn't a video game adaptation, but The Boys Season 3 is coming very soon. Very soon on Amazon. I need to go back and watch the first two seasons. That show is great, by the way. If you haven't seen The Boys, it is definitely a mature show. So be prepared for that. But it is very, very good in my opinion. If you're not familiar, it's basically about superheroes putting up a front like they're good guys, but they're really terrible, terrible people. Yeah, I think everybody's worried about the Mario adaptation, man. Yeah. Sonic 1 was actually even decent, though. That's the thing. Sonic 1 was actually decent. Uh, and thankfully, they reworked the model. You guys remember what the original model of Sonic looked like before they released the movie? Do you remember? It was it was nightmare fuel. It looked terrible. It was so scary. Yeah, and then it's like when they released what it was going to look like, everybody was like, please change that model. Yeah, I've watched it a lot too, Miss Bat. I've watched it a lot too, and we enjoyed it. Oh yeah, Timwin. Yeah, want to see the movie with OG design? That turns that into a horror movie. It's no longer a kids show. That is literally a horror movie. Uh, but luckily they redesigned it, and it was entertaining. It didn't like blow me away, but it was entertaining. Apparently, the new Sonic is fantastic. Just like killing it, man. I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it. And what was it? Uncharted. Uncharted apparently did pretty well too. So it looks like they're doing a better job with a lot of video game adaptations. We'll see how it goes. They're always trying to. Halo has been one of those that apparently the first 4 episodes were pretty brutal. Not many people liked them, and the fifth episode though looks like they might be turning it around. We'll see. The fifth episode appears to have a lot more Halo fans cool with where it's going at this point, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Having 4 episodes out the gate that were reviewed pretty terrible probably doesn't bode too well for the Halo series moving forward, but we'll see. Uh, First model looks nice. Yeah, Timon. I hear that. I hear that. I hear that. Yo, if you guys don't have anything else for news that I haven't already covered or whatever, I'm not ever gonna hit everything, and quite often community will bring items to me that I have not come across in the news segment. Uh, Dig or Die. Okay, let's look at Dig or Die real quick. That was spelled wrong. There we go. Hold on. All right, let's take a look at this real quick. Yeah, it's like a Starbound Terraria vibe kind of to it. Oh yeah, Timwin, I'm waiting on Liza P, dude. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's actually so Liza P is the one that is looks like it's like a Souls like built on the universe of Pinocchio and everything. Yeah, looks awesome. Looks awesome. Yep, I'm very excited about that one. Wild. Big focus on water. Okay, and apparently lava. Yeah, I know it's in wind. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it is kind of everywhere. Right on, man. Right on. That doesn't look bad. I my thing is like I played a good amount of Terraria. Yo, Metal, what's up, buddy? Played a good amount of Terraria back in the day, and games that are very Terraria like. It's I kind of burnt myself out on it a little bit. You know what I mean? Lava's just red water. True, true. It's Kool Aid. It's hot Kool Aid. Hot Kool Aid. Yeah. Yeah, Tinwin. Yeah, yeah. But the Liza P looks really cool. It does. I hope they do a good job with it for sure. Metal, what's up, buddy? How are you? Uh, that was a good news segment. Good news segment. we're going to head into our gaming stuff now. We will be doing, what is this, day 5 of Loop Hero? Is that where we're at? I think. Confirm. Yeah, day 5 of Loop Hero. Cool. Pretty hungry, man. Story of my life, dude. Story of my life. I'm always hungry, man. So we'll get some Loop Hero. Before that, let me thank everybody for being a part of what we do here all the time. Thanks for coming and being a part of this community and making this such a great place for me to be every single day, for us to hang out and just have a good time. So thank you all. The new segment will be put on YouTube later. So if you weren't able to check it live, it'll be up there later. And if you are viewing this on YouTube, you're enjoying the content, then please consider hitting that like and subscribe button, and maybe come try to hang out with us when we do these segments live every day at 6 a.m. Central North American time. Other than that, if you're not moving on to Loop Hero with us, or if you are viewing this content after it was live as a video on YouTube, then stay healthy, stay safe, be kind to one another, and we will catch you tomorrow for May 3rd's segment of news. All right. Have a great day. We'll see you guys very soon.